Hello, welcome to the MMA Freak Part of the Week. I'm Matt Seltzer. So I'm going to go over two fight cards that were this last weekend. I'm going to go over the one major card that's coming up this weekend. Now, first on the lineup for the Fight of the Week, I'm going to give it to Bellator 249's Cris Cyborg Venancio, who got her first submission win in her career against Arlene Blanco, and it was a pretty straightforward fight. She went in there and battered Blanco and then got the mount and then back, and then, like I said, got her first submission win. So good for her, and I don't really know where else she goes from here. There's several other fighters that maybe we could see in Bellator building up to a title shot, maybe a rematch with Julia Budd, maybe a fight with Kat Zingano, maybe a rematch with Leslie Smith. We'll just have to see. There's a lot of options there. So like I said, congrats to the Fight of the Week, Christiane Venancio. And then we're going to go over the main event and co-main event for UFC Fight Night Ortega versus the Korean Zombie, or UFC Fight Night 180. In the main event, we had Brian Ortega drawing out a decision against Chan Sung Jung. It wasn't their most exciting fight, especially considering the type of fighters who were going against each other, but this was also the first time that we saw Brian Ortega in the octagon in almost 2 years. He's been out for a while because of injuries, and then COVID happened, so there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening. So it's finally good to see him back in there and against a very tough opponent. So he definitely had to earn that victory. It was too bad we didn't see a finish, but that's just how it goes. So welcome back, Brian Ortega. Congrats for winning. And then in the co-main event, in an upset, we saw Jessica Andrade go up to flyweight and get a victory via midsection knockout against Katlyn Chookagian. Now, Katlyn was still registered as being up in title contention for Valentina Shevchenko's title, and so this was definitely an upset, especially considering that Jessica Andrade just bounced up from strawweight. But then again, this is also the first time that we have seen a woman win fights in 3 different weight classes, because everyone has to remember she at first was a bantamweight when she came into the UFC, back when there was only one weight class and it was bantamweight. So we got to see that, and it's good to see it, and it's also just goes to show that we could easily see Jessica Andrade be in title contention against Valentina. Now, granted, it would take a bit to actually beat Valentina, but then again, she also beat Thug Rose Namajunas, who was looking unstoppable until she got slammed. So we're just gonna have to see how this goes, but it's definitely an interesting development. I would say this is in contention for maybe an upset of the year, definitely of the month. So yeah, again, welcome Jessica Andrade to the flyweight division. So that was the weekend, and up next we're going to see the long anticipated fight and what's going to be the last fight at UFC Fight Island on this cycle. We might see it again depending on how things develop, but UFC 254, Khabib versus Gaithy. And this is definitely an exciting fight. You've got the undefeated Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's just constantly looking indestructible, against Justin Gaethje, who, as we know, recently defeated Tony Ferguson for the first time in 3-4 years or something like that. And this is going to be an interesting fight because you've got Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's known for his wrestling, just going in there and destroying people, but whose striking is slowly improving at American Kickboxing Academy, going against Justin Gaethje, who, as we know, is a sprawling brawler, but he's similar to Chuck Liddell in that he actually has a wrestling pedigree. He was an All-American, so we're just going to have to see how that one goes. It's definitely going to be an exciting fight. Then in the co-main event, which guaranteed has title implications because Israel Adesanya has hinted that he might fight the winner of this match, definitely if one of the guys wins. But it's former champion Robert Whittaker going up against perennial contender Jared Cannonier. this, as I said, this is going to be an exciting fight. Jared Cannonier has been one of those guys who's been tippy-toeing around the middleweight title contention for a while, and as I said, Israel Adesanya has said, Cannonier wins this, he gets a title shot. Now, I don't know if that's going to go exactly the same thing for Robert Whittaker, but it's definitely a possibility out there. So, we're just going to have to see how this fight goes. It's definitely going to be an exciting fight because you've got two power punchers, Cannonier definitely. So, yeah, that's that one. And then the fight right before that, we have Alexander Volkov going up against Walt Harris. Both of these guys have been in title contention for a little bit. I don't think because of their recent win-losses that this is going to guarantee get a title shot, but it's definitely going to help in the right direction. Maybe put them one more fight away. But you never know with the way things are, with timing and all that. They might get them a title shot, it might not. We'll just have to see. So that's the MMA Freak Fight of the Week. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to follow us at MMA Freakout on our Twitter. Be sure to follow my personal Twitter and Instagram at Matthew Salzer. Be sure to check out MMA-freak.com for exclusive content. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.